Right now on Arkansas Crime Watch.
Everybody take cover of those gunshots.
A Fayetteville officer ambushed and executed.
All I know is that this was a cowardly act.
The latest on the investigation and how Officer Stephen Carr is being remembered.
What do you do with this?
Caught on camera.
Look at that. Jams. Boom. Shoots nothing. Ah, yes.
A simulated sniper attack. How this social media post helped FBI agents track him down. A Camden police officer busted.
But I mean, he is highly intoxicated.
The encounter between fellow officers after one of their own is arrested for DUI. And a surprise call.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. In fact, everything's good.
What the police chief in Dade City, Florida did to serve and protect the holidays.
Through 75 counties and hundreds of investigations, from the most violent crimes to petty infractions. This is Arkansas Crime Watch with Kevin Kelly.
Last night was certainly the worst day in the history of the Fayetteville Police Department. Evidence shows that Officer Carr was ambushed and executed while he was sitting in his patrol vehicle.
A city still in mourning after 27-year-old Officer Stephen Carr with the Fayetteville Police Department is shot and killed. Good evening and thanks for watching Arkansas Crime Watch on Fox16.com. I'm Kevin Kelly. The shooting happened last weekend directly behind the police department on Rock Street. We begin our coverage tonight with Jennifer Panagnier, who explains what happened that tragic night.
We've lost one of our own.
An overwhelming day for the Fayetteville Police Department. 27-year-old patrol officer Stephen Carr murdered by a gunman Saturday night as he waited for his partner at the station's parking lot to begin their shift.
Evidence shows that Officer Carr was ambushed and executed.
Police Chief Mike Reynolds described Officer Carr as a hero.
He served the citizens of Fayetteville and our community with dedication and professionalism for 2.5 years.
Witnesses say they heard 15 to 20 shots ring out at 9:40 p.m.
Officers inside the police department immediately responded and heard additional gunshots.
Officer Natalie Usey and Corporal Shay Floyd chased the suspect down an alley, shot him multiple times, and killed him.
I've been placed on paid administrative leave in compliance with city and police department policy.
The suspect is London Phillips. He was 35 and lived in Fayetteville. Right now, there is no known motive.
All I know is that this was a cowardly act.
Phillips had a couple run-ins with police, most notably in 2018 for impersonating a police officer.
The suspect had a 9mm Taurus and he had 2 boxes of ammunition.
The Washington County Sheriff's Office leading the investigation with the help of the FBI. A search warrant was issued to search Phillips' home and his car was towed for processing.
And if it wasn't for the response of our officers that engaged and killed the suspect, yes, I do believe that he would have hurt more people, possibly more officers or possibly citizens within our community.
Again, the Fayetteville Police Department has requested that the Washington County Sheriff's Office and the FBI conduct an independent investigation. Meanwhile, 48 hours after that shooting, a touching and memorable tribute to the fallen officer. This was the scene Monday as hundreds of police cruisers from around the state lined the streets and highways, a tradition no one wants to see but is nonetheless necessary. The procession done in honor of Officer Carr as his body was taken to the state crime lab and then returned back to Fayetteville where he was laid to rest. And just a few days after this, take a look. This was the scene on Dixon Street as hundreds of people showed up for a candlelight vigil to pay their respects to the fallen officer. Carr frequently patrolled Dixon Street and most people knew him well. City leaders say this is a chance for the community to heal.
The love that we have for one another changes everything and gets you through every dark and bad place you can be in. And tonight I am seeing the love and compassion and goodness of this city.
The city, including the University of Arkansas football stadium, as you can see here, was lit up in blue for the hashtag Light the City Blue 413 campaign. 413 was Carr's badge number. Officer's Carr funeral was held Thursday at Bud Walton Arena. A Camden police officer on leave tonight after getting arrested for DUI earlier this month. Body cam footage from some of his fellow officers captured the moment they arrested one of their own. Camden police officer Ben Opelt was off duty when he crashed his car in the early morning hours of December 1st. When officers arrived on the scene, he told his colleagues a deer ran in front of him, resulting in him crashing into a pole and a fence. It didn't take long for officers to figure out there was more to the story.
Be advised, it's Opelt.
Shut up.
Yeah, all right. But I mean, he is highly intoxicated.
You okay?
Yeah, I just hate to see somebody ruin their career like that. But.
Well, I understand that. I do too.
A state trooper eventually arrived and asks Opelt to take a breath test, to which he clearly refuses. Moments later, the handcuffs go on him and he's ushered to the back seat of a patrol car. Now, according to documents we obtained, Opelt's prior infractions include a 2-day suspension at Camden PD in 2016 for failing to complete reports and file them with the prosecutor's office. One of them involved a rape suspect held in jail for more than 60 days and then released because the file was never turned into the prosecutor. Opelt was also demoted from sergeant to officer. We did reach out to him, but he told us he had no comment. Caught on camera, a video showing a simulated sniper attack from a downtown San Diego hotel. The social media post causing concern across the nation. And as Matt Boone reports, investigators now say the man believed to be behind the video may have been planning something very real.
This was the first video posted to YouTube on September 17th.
What do you do with this? What?
After loading the gun, he goes up to the window facing the street below and aims.
Look at that. Jams. Boom. Shoots nothing. Ah, yes.
The suspect can't be seen directly in the videos, but police have identified him as 30-year-old Steve Homoki. A day after posting the first video, police say he posted another. In the search warrant, authorities say a tip came to the FBI's website on November 30th from an anonymous person who knew Homoki online as his alias Steven Anderson. The tipster said Homoki had, quote, gone off the deep end and suspected if he was, quote, confronted while at home, he will open fire on federal agents or police.
What's this? What's this? How do we operate?
Once they started looking into it, police discovered Homoki had 14 registered firearms. And from the video, they say at least one of the rifles had been illegally modified. Police staked out his home in Spring Valley before arresting him and seizing his weapons Thursday, not wanting to take any chances that the rehearsal videos could become reality.
Homoki, by the way, is scheduled to be arraigned in court tomorrow. He's facing multiple felony assault weapons charges, possession of a high-capacity magazine, and child endangerment. In tonight's crime segment, a suspect wanted in connection to a murder in Jonesboro, arrested in Memphis, Tennessee. Earlier this week, 27-year-old Jacoby Jack Haggard was tracked down by the U.S. Marshals Eastern Arkansas Fugitive Task Force. He's the third person wanted in connection to shooting death of Andrew Powell over the Thanksgiving weekend. He's expected to be extradited back to Arkansas. 2 others are already behind bars, both of them charged in connection to the murder. Springdale police are investigating a burglary at a gun shop, the crime happening here at the Archie Armory on Robinson Road early Wednesday morning. Springdale police say the suspects used a vehicle to ram the overhead door to gain access. Once inside, 3 suspects stole at least 6 guns, the entire crime lasting just 30 seconds. 'Tis the season for holiday cheer and unfortunately for thieves to strike. One Little Rock home targeted for, of all things, this 7-foot-tall inflatable. Haley Brooks talking to a young girl who lives at the house who doesn't understand why someone would do such a thing.
I was like, that's crazy. Why would somebody take it?
9-year-old Tenley Wilbers was upset when she found out one of her favorite decorations had been stolen.
Just a big white polar bear with 2 penguins, and they had a fishing pole, and a little string was dangling down.
Wilbers tells me penguins are her favorite, so she's extra glad she still has one left.
I'm just glad they didn't steal it, because we don't have any more blow-ups.
Wilbers lives in this home with her dad and roommate Dakota Ramsey.
I've never heard of people stealing Christmas decorations.
Ramsey says he just just moved to Little Rock 2 years ago from a small town where people left their cars unlocked. So stealing decorations is not something he's used to.
It was inflated too, so it seems like they were in a hurry. They just snatched it, left the plug in, plugged it into the extension cord, and ran with it.
Ramsey says the polar bear was taken around noon from Van Buren. And it's becoming more clear why his home is one of few decorated on this street.
Maybe people are afraid that theirs might get stolen as well.
Yes, I think that's why they stole it.
Because you have the most decorations?
Yeah.
This home isn't going to let the stolen decoration get their tinsel in a tangle.
We're not going to let it kill our spirit. We already have another one on the way.
Tinley's adorable. Ramsey, by the way, said they have a replacement decoration on the way. Unfortunately, the polar bear wasn't available. Either way, this time around, they're taking precautions to make sure this decoration, the new one that is, doesn't get stolen too. Turning now to a crime tracker update. A prison inmate who escaped from a work site earlier this week, back behind bars. 37-year-old Charles Hausner tried to make a run for it last Monday morning while working in Texarkana. His escape didn't last long. The next morning, authorities found him walking down railroad tracks about 4 miles away from the work site. He's now being held in a more secure facility. A bit of holiday cheer from law enforcement as more than 24 people received an unexpected call from the police chief in Dade City, Florida. As Victoria Price reports, they weren't in trouble with the law. Rather, they were being given a holiday miracle, and just in the nick of time.
With Patricia, please.
This is her.
Hi, Patricia. My name's James Walters. I'm the police chief in Dade City. How are you?
These phone calls.
I understand you have some layaway items at Walmart.
Go far beyond the call of duty.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. In fact, everything's good.
For Dade City Police Chief James Walters, it was time to serve and protect the holidays.
I understand you have some layaway items at Walmart in Dade City.
Let's get him off the phone. Yes.
Well, we're going to pay that off for you and your family today.
He made his list, and he checked it twice, calling 26 people who were out of time to pay for their layaway items.
Oh my God. You serious?
I am serious, yes ma'am. The relief in some of their faces, because if they had the means, they would have paid it off already.
In total, $4,300 worth of gifts paid off, all thanks to anonymous donations to the police department. A gift just as rewarding to give as to receive.
That's good stuff.
That is good stuff. This, by the way, marks the second year Dade City Police have been able to help those in need in their community. The layaway purchases were paid for through anonymous donations to the police department's foundation. Tonight's Mug of the Week goes to this man, Romiah Norris, who was charged with criminal trespass and refusal to submit to arrest. He also appeared to be refusing his mugshot, and as you can see, needed a little help. He was booked into the Pulaski County Jail on Wednesday. As we leave you, here's a look at Arkansas's Most Wanted. We do want to remind you all of the suspects you've seen tonight are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Remember, if you have any information on any of these cases we talked about, you're asked to call your local police department. Thanks for watching Arkansas Crime Watch. I'm Kevin Kelly. Be smart, be safe, and if you see something, say something. I'll see you tomorrow night on Fox 16 News at 9.